Hello, and welcome back. By now your personal advocacy plan should be coming along nicely. And I applaud you for the work that you have put in so far. And I hope that you will stick with us for the last two sections. In this section, we will be talking about posting and interacting with elected officials on social media. To begin, it is important that we understand the social media environment. About 7 in 10 Americans use social media, with Facebook and YouTube being the largest sites. However, for members of Congress, Facebook and Twitter are the largest sites. In the previous legislative session, the median congressional member made over 3,000 posts and tweets. Because of the variety of social networking sites, we will try to provide some general tips, but we will be mostly focusing on Facebook and Twitter, as those are the largest sites for advocacy. Going back to what congressional staffers think, 76% believe that social media has improved the relationship between constituents and congressional members. Furthermore, most congressional staffers believe that social media can influence undecided congressional members. In fact, just 30 comments can get the attention of a representative's office. No matter what website you pick for your social media advocacy, here are some general tips. Create graphics. Graphics are eye-catching and are easy to share. And on websites like Twitter, they don't count against your character limit. Use existing hashtags to make your message easier to find. The easiest way to do this is to simply search for a hashtag and see if it's been used before. You can also look at trending hashtags, as this can be an excellent way to grow your audience. You can also share posts from existing advocacy organizations, as this can be a great way to meet other people who care about your cause and to connect your audience to the broader network. Tag your elected officials in relevant posts, as this is how they will know what you think about an issue. Curate your feed, as this can be a great way to save your own sanity, but also to find relevant people and posts who are also passionate about your cause. On a final note, many of the tips that we provided in the email section will be helpful here as well, such as being professional, having a clear reason for your post, being direct, and being factual. Here's an example of an advocacy post by the National Association of Social Workers Texas chapter. They apply some of the tips that we mentioned previously. They state a clear position, are professional and direct, and use existing hashtags. Now, it's important to note that you don't need to be particularly artsy to promote your message with graphics, as programs like Canva provide really great templates to use as a base for your advocacy message. However, we did want to offer some general tips for when you begin creating graphics, such as designing with purpose. Know what you want to say and communicate that in a direct manner. Be eye-catching. People scroll social media very quickly and you want to grab their attention. Using a bright color palette is a great way to do this. And there are many programs out there that can help you generate a color palette. Give your audience a reason to care. Connect the issue to a personal element with them. Finally, it might seem redundant, but make sure your visuals actually reflect your topic. You can have the most beautiful graphic in the world, but if it's irrelevant to what you're wanting to communicate, it's not going to be effective. Here's another example by the NASW Texas chapter. As you can see, the graphic uses bright colors, is direct in the message they are communicating, and connects to their target audience of Texans. It is also quite shareable, which is, again, the ultimate goal for creating graphics. Now, when participating in online advocacy, you might be accused of slacktivism. Now, this is when people support a cause by performing simple measures, but are not truly engaged in making a difference. However, it's important to know that easy engagement is not always bad. A great example for this was the ALS Ice Bucket Challenge. This involved people dumping a bucket of ice on their head or donating money to ALS research. Now, this did not require the full commitment of participants, but still raised a lot of money and awareness for ALS research. In fact, it raised over $115 million for ALS research. It's important to know that at the end of the day, any engagement is better than no engagement. Now, if we are being honest, social media and Twitter are not exactly known to be positive and kind places. However, because we strive to be professional in our advocacy efforts, it's important that we maintain good digital etiquette. Now, this begins by realizing that online behavior should follow the same social guidelines as face-to-face behavior. This begins by not engaging in combative, mean, or cruel behavior, but instead being tolerant and respectful towards others. And above all, it's remembering that anything you post online is visible to everybody, whether that be future employers or your mother-in-law. Now, I wanted to end this section on a final warning. Beware of trolls. Now, if we spend any amount of time online, you will come across a troll. So it is important to know how to deal with them beforehand. Now, a troll is someone who uses derogatory or rude or offensive language to get an emotional response out of you. If someone makes such a comment on your post, it's important to know how to act beforehand to help you stay calm. And always know that you do not have to engage. In most cases, it's probably better not to engage. However, if you do choose to engage, it's important to be prepared and to have a plan, as that'll help you stay calm, and staying calm is of utmost importance, as their goal is to get an emotional response out of you. So don't give them that. Be positive in your response. Use facts and statistics and state your message clearly. And finally, know when to walk away. We want to avoid arguments, so do not continue a combative or hostile conversation. Thank you for completing this section on posting and interacting with elected officials on social media. Your next step is to return to your personal advocacy plan and to identify which social media sites you wish to advocate on, and identify your elected officials' social media accounts on those sites. In this section, we discussed the digital environment and tips for advocating on social media. We also discussed accusations of slacktivism and trolls. I hope you will join us for our final section on belonging to online advocacy groups.